Hello guys, welcome back. We'll be looking at the topic logic. Logic. Now, what is logic? Logic is simply a sentence that has no truth value in it. It's simply a sentence that has no truth value. I can simply say logic is simply a sentence that is not true. Now, let us also look at the meaning of the word statements. Now, unlike logic, statement is a sentence that has a truth value. Statement is a sentence that has a truth value. Some can also say statement is a fact, and facts are always true. So, statement is simply a sentence that has a truth value in it. So, the definition of a logic is a sentence that has no truth value in it, while a statement is a sentence that has truth value in it. Now, let's look at an example. An example. When we say Obi is a boy, and when we say example number one, Obi is a boy. Two, example number two, I say it is raining. Then example number three, are you going to school? So example number one says Obi is a boy. Now, in this instance, Obi here is a statement. Obi is a boy. This sentence here is a statement. It is raining is a statement. But when we have are you going to school? This is a question. This becomes a sentence. Now, it's also important to note that all statements are sentences. All statements are sentences, but all sentences are not statements. So we can say that all statements are sentences, while all sentences are not statements. Now, let's look at the negation of statements or preposition. Negation of statements or preposition. Now, this has to do with the opposite of sentences. We talk about it is the negative. So, defining this, the word negation here, the negation of statements, we are talking about the negative or the opposite of a particular sentence. The negative or the opposite of a statement or a sentence. Now, when we say the first example we used was Obi is a boy. Now, the negative or the opposite of this statement becomes Obi. So if we are asked to negate this statement here, or negate this sentence, or get the negation of this, or the opposite, which is definitely the negative or the opposite, where it now becomes Obi is not a boy. So the opposite of this sentence becomes Obi is not a boy. Now the next example we had was it is raining. It is raining. Now, definitely the opposite of this statement, which is to negate this, the negation of this statement becomes it is not raining. It is not raining. Now, that deals with the negation of statement. Remember, I said the negation of statement is the negative or opposite of a statement. Now, remember the opposite of what? A statement. And remember, we said all statements are sentences, but not all sentences are what? Statements. So, when getting the negation, it has to be the negation of what? A statement and not just any sentence. Remember, we said the negation of a statement is the negative or opposite of a statement. It is the negative or opposite of a statement. And we gave an example earlier where we have Obi is a ball. And then the opposite becomes what? Obi is not a ball. Now, the symbol to denote the negation, whenever you see the symbol, just like we have addition in mathematics, we have addition, and then we have this plus sign, which means whenever you see this sign, it becomes what? It means addition. Same way, when you have the negation of statements, the symbol is this. So whenever you see this symbol, it's trying to say, get the negation of this statement. Now, in a case where we have Obi is a ball, and then you have it in bracket, and you see this symbol, it becomes what? Get the interpretation of this, get the negation of this statement, which definitely is what? The opposite. So your answer becomes what? Obi is not a ball. Now your answer becomes Obi is not a ball. Now we can also represent logic making use of variables. This is what I mean. When you have number one, Obi is a ball. Number two, it is raining. It is raining. Now you can say let Obi is a boy, which is sentence or statement number one, be equal to what? P. Then it is raining. It is raining. Be equal to what? Q. Now, at this point, Obi is a boy, is now P, is now equivalent to P, and the value of P is also equivalent to Obi is a boy. It is raining is equal to Q, and the value of Q is equal to it is raining. So we can now make use of P and Q. So in this question, or when solving, or in the solution, whenever you have P, it means Obi is a boy. And whenever you have Q, it means what? It is raining. Now, when you have the question, remember, Obi is a boy is now P. And then you have a sign like this, you have a question, find this. So when you have find this, it means what? Find the negation of P, which is definitely what? Obi is not a boy. So the value of the negation of P, the negation of P now becomes what? Obi is not a boy. So you can make use of variables to also do what? Represent logic. Don't forget, just pick the statement and equal it to a variable. And a variable, it can be A, it can be equal to A, it can be equal to B, it can be equal to C, it can be equal to E, depending on whatever you choose. And whenever you choose a variable, make sure you stick to that. Not after saying Obi is a boy is equal to A, and at this point, you now make it the variable becomes C. You are going to have a problem, and your solution will be wrong.